I gotta say, too.
Back in the days, we got in a lot of fights.
And the biggest fight happened right here because of C. Rackham.
Yep.
Huge brawl broke out here, and everyone's fighting everyone.
Yep.
It was mayhem.
I remember seeing our friend Cameron fighting like 15 people at once. He was holding his own. It was pretty awesome, to be honest.
It was pretty awesome. We were all sitting back like, cool.
He would always be front row at every single concert, no matter how many people were there, whether there's people there at all.
He's a very amazingly talented painter.
My role with Avenged Sevenfold and their artwork is kind of, it's very on a friendship basis. I like doing paintings for their band because I like their band. I enjoy listening to their music. They focus on their music so much and they take everything so professionally that hopefully I can do my best to have the imagery laid out in their albums the way that I feel like they'd want it presented.
So he's just a wonderful human being.
Also, our manager,
Larry Jacobson. He is, hands down, one of the greatest guys that you could ever know as a person. Great family man.
I had just left Capitol, and I called my business manager to tell him, hey, you know what, I'm leaving, I'm going out and starting my own company. He's all right, well, do you mind calling up my brother, who runs a small independent label? And I said, sure, I'd be happy to do that. So I go to the label, and I have lunch with his brother, and he hands me a package of material, and he says, you know, just check him out and see what you think.
he came into the picture here, and first and foremost, he's a fan of the band, which is always funny to see how he rocks out, you know. He always will talk about sounding the seventh trumpet the first time he heard it.
All of a sudden, I come across this 1 minute and 26-second song. It's like nothing I've ever heard before. It's like I'm freaking out.
But he took us to dinner, and we were skeptical because we didn't know anything about managers and necessarily that we'd want one.
I hooked up a meeting with the band, and they said, look, we don't need a manager. We sat down, we started drinking. By the end of dinner, I was managing him.
We don't work with anybody, like closely on a day-to-day basis that we just don't give a shit about.
I will say that fucking I've never heard anyone in this band sit there and fucking gang up against Larry, and no one's ever ganged up and fucking talk shit. And we gang up on everybody and talk shit.
Yeah.
And we've never ganged up and talked shit on you.
Yeah.
That's the truth.
Very first thing I ever said to them, you have interesting minds. Because you just don't see that today. You don't see people who are as willing to take risks, try new things. I mean, these guys are basically freaks.
He's had a lot of good things to say. I found myself looking at the kind of car he drives and what he tips the valet, try to get a feel for him, anything to get a feel for him, you know. Turned out he made a pretty good impression on us.
We've just grown as a family together, and there would be no Avenged Sevenfold without that guy. And then you have the super group on top of it, Evan Bacon and Casey.
Evan Bacon, who was the drummer of this legendary punk band, The Movie Life, is the guy that makes sure that everything is smooth when the band's out on the road. Casey spends a lot of time focusing on communicating directly with fans.
And those guys are just, their attention to detail is amazing. Our names came through a bunch of different situations. I started calling myself Sinister Gates one day when me and the Rev were driving drunk through a park.
There's a lot of different reasons for our stage names.
This was our way of kind of branching out and distinguishing ourselves. We wanted to put on a show, and for us, that meant mimicking the stuff that our favorite bands had done. People like Slash and, U2's The Edge. I mean, they all had names, and no one laughs at those names now.
Actually, I did have the name The Rev. There's a longer version of it, which lots of people know.
He wanted to be known as the Reverend Bartholomew Plague, and at this point, he was wearing a kimono everywhere he went, and his hair was about this big. And I remember the Rev literally running in like a bathrobe. He had like this kimono, like this bright yellow and orange fluorescent kimono, and he had these big, like blue shorts, like big blue dicky shorts, like striped fluorescent socks and shit, and he would bounce around these hills like all during the breaks and terrorize every single person. We did kind of all come up with Johnny's name.
It was funny because I was only signing Johnny like the first couple weeks and the first while. I was like, the hell am I supposed to sign, Like, I didn't have a cool name yet. The closest one I came to was Johnny Walker. I was just going to steal that and be an alcoholic. Zach was actually the one that said, you should be Johnny Christ. And well, that sounds really ballsy. Everyone's going to hate that, so I should definitely get with that.
It's fitting for him, he's a little shit, and it's such a name that pisses people off and stuff, but it's very fitting.
Let's make fake names, just go full bore. Sin Gates and the Rev already have their names, we'll just call them that from now on. And Zach's like, I want to be Zachy Vengeance, because he really had a problem with a lot of people in high school, and his main thing was like to be in this popular band and just have the middle finger out to everybody. He loved music, but he really wanted our band to be popular because of that. He just had a lot of people he didn't like. I was kind of like the darker character in the group, you know, and so we just came up with M Shadows, you know, because M stands for Matt. And then, but I didn't want Matt to be in my name, really. I wanted just to be M Shadows. So there's a lot of different reasons, you know, like we had it, yeah. We did it because we wanted to piss people off. We did it because we wanted to stand apart. We just thought it was cool. We knew we were going to take a lot of heat for it, but at the same time, it's like what we wanted to do.
We knew that we needed a logo that was going to be identifiable.
We had a lot of cool art from, you know, our friend Adam Barton, who's like my tattoo artist. He did all these like cool, like new school skulls with wings and cool stuff like that.
I kind of want to do something more seriously and kind of headbutt a little bit back and forth with how it should look. So we sent it off to our friend Micah, who's a great artist.
Micah Montague drew the death bat up. It's really a cool symbol, icon, logo. Now it's becoming almost like a household name.
We'd said, you know, this is what we want to do. We want a skull, we want it to have wings, you know, like skeletal wings. Do your magic, you know.
And he gives me this huge pencil drawing of the death bat, and we're just like, that's it, that's a genius. Next thing you know, we're plastering it everywhere.
And it was unbelievable. We flipped out, you know, we couldn't have asked for something more perfect.
This is Avenged Sevenfold. Like, this is, you know, this is what embodies us. This is our band, this is our image now. The death bat is what we are.
You'd see it everywhere around Huntington, even before it was now everywhere on TV and everything, or wherever else it might be.
Half of us have gotten it tattooed or are going to get it tattooed.
They understand the value of their identity. When people think Avenged Sevenfold, they think of something. They can articulate it. There's a clarity in their mind of what Avenged Sevenfold is, what they are, who they are, what they stand for. And now you look around the world and there's kids tattooing that thing all over their bodies.
I think that's a logo that's gonna stand the test of time.
Parties in the park makes me want to feel good. Why are they in the fucking bushes? Hey, nice ass. Hey, fucking dumb idiot. What are you doing? Did you just take a shit? Unbelievable. This is unbelievable. This is unbelievable. Well, don't scream. You're crying out loud. Central Park is the scariest park. We should try the main spot, but if they didn't go that way. I saw Brian, he was going this way, so. Wow, it's been a long time since I've been here.
Stop somewhere and fucking drink, god damn it.
We're going to the spot. Let's chill out. We should just tell Matt, give him no directions when he gets back. Just tell him that we're at the spot.
Where did he go?
Val used to live on that track, and I live in this track. And so we played James Bond all night and get hammered. And then we'd walk back, you know, we'd walk back to the park home.
Look at the size of that fucking duck!
Whoa.
Look at that duck! Jesus Christ!
Come here, fucking scallion duck.
He's not afraid at all!
He's bigger than you.
At all!
He's not afraid at all. the only bird with a longer neck.
That's the biggest fucking duck I've ever seen in my life.
This is a better place to drink than ever. Oh, God. What a dumb thing for us to do. Where's everybody else? Yep. Do you have the best cigarette known to man in your pocket? You didn't even tell me? Oh, this is such a good cigarette, such a quality smoke. What are you doing with that archaic fucking...
That's all I got.
Beast
Unless
of...
you got fucking... light.
This spot was the first time that the Rev and I came. He was probably drunk a time or two before this, but this is the first time I really got good and drunk. And this was the secret spot. I could hear my mom off in the fucking far distance. Now he's got a nervous container. He's not just carrying groceries anymore. he's not just dropping groceries anymore.
Straight to jail now.
All right, sounds good.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I guess one of the first shows that we've ever played when we were the fetus of Avenged Sevenfold is Chain Reaction.
Chain Reaction is one of the venues that we played quite a few times.
It's just a place that you really have to play, like if you're from Orange County.
All you want to do, you want to play Chain Reaction. You want to play Chain Reaction, you want to play Showcase Theater. You know, it's Showcase Theater is the one in Riverside or Corona, and Chain Reaction is the one in Anaheim.
We were friends at this point with the band 18 Visions, who were going to headline a show there, and Matt had talked to James, which is in 18 Visions, and asked him, hey, is there any way you could get us on the show, We were like, all right, this is our chance to take over. We were going to